Hi, good afternoon, Mrs. Q. My name is Myra, and I am the school psychologist working at the school. Thank you for meeting with me today. How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good, thank you for asking. So I understand that you are requesting an evaluation for your child for Susie Q. Okay, and I understand that some of your concerns are that you think she might have dyslexia.
Yes, I do think.
Okay. Okay, well, I reviewed her academic records and I did note that when she was in first grade last year, she was identified as being below grade level in the area of reading, and she was placed in the RTI to support her with reading.
Yes.
Okay, and I know that now that she's in second grade, I noticed that she has not really made much progress despite her having the reading intervention. Okay. I want to start by telling you that I understand your concerns and I'm going to work with you and Susie Q to support her with her academic needs.
Okay.
It sounds like you do have some valid concerns regarding potential dyslexia, and I want to explain some things before we move forward with the evaluation that you are requesting today. Okay. So in the state of California, there are dyslexia guidelines that are provided to students and to schools, to help identify and support students that might have dyslexia. So that means that schools in California, we are required to follow certain state guidelines to support the early identification and assessment of students who might potentially have dyslexia. So essentially, as a school, we do have the obligation to screen students and for any potential like learning problems, like in the area of reading, like what Susie's experiencing. And use evidence-based instruction such as RTI, like what she's receiving, and also evaluate students, like the evaluation you're requesting, to support students with more complex needs, and to screen for identify potential specific learning disabilities, including dyslexia. So in your child's case, for Susie, you do have the right to request the initial evaluation for potential dyslexia, given her ongoing difficulty with her reading skills, despite her having the RTI or that appropriate instruction and interventions. So the California Education Code does require us to look at whether a student's difficulties, like in reading, are unexpected or significant, and whether they may indicate specific learning disability, which is the eligibility criteria that dyslexia falls under. So I want you to know that if we do proceed with the evaluation, we would have to obtain multiple sources of data to determine if she has dyslexia or an SLD. That means we would perform some standardized tests and academic tests along with observations of her work, gather some of her work samples. We'd talk to her teacher to get her input, and we'd continue talking to you to get your input as well. And also, we would have to consider some exclusionary factors under the California law to make sure that factors like limited instruction, poor attendance, vision and hearing difficulties, language differences are not primarily affecting reading. So what that means is that reviewing those would help us ensure that her reading difficulties are not a direct result of those factors, and that we are accurately identifying that she is potentially having SLD due to a true disability, and not those factors, right? Because we're going to exclude those factors. So once the evaluation is completed, the team, including you, we will review the results together, because this is a team-based approach. And so as a team, we would decide as whether your child meets the eligibility criteria for SLD, which is a category that dyslexia falls in. And to qualify, we must prove that there is a significant difficulty in a basic psychological process related to her reading, like you are mentioning, right? That directly impacts her learning and would require further specialized instruction beyond which is what we provide in general education. So potentially special education. So if Susie is eligible, we would then develop an individualized education plan, which is an IEP, and it includes evidence-based, structured, and multisensory instruction. If she does not qualify for special education, then the evaluation would still provide us with valuable information, which will guide appropriate general education support and interventions. Okay, so please know that this is a collaborative process and your input is very valuable and essential, and we're here to support you and address any concerns that you may have.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, thank you.